Satnam. This is such an exciting time of year for me and the community of Kundalini yogis because summer solstice and winter solstice are the biggest energetic days of the year. And when you start to do Kundalini and when you start to really feel into the Kundalini collective, the group of people who are interested in raising their consciousness, in working with the matrix in a different way, you really start to be sensitive enough to feel a different energy entering the planet on these big portal days. And as you know, I mean, ancient lineages, ancient tribes built huge monuments, all aligning and all trying to harness the power of these days. Stonehenge, pyramids, many different walls and trails and a lot. And I just didn't even take the notes of this, but as you know, this is not new. This is not new age spirituality. This is ancient spirituality. And I want you to feel the specialness of that and want for this in sacred space, for you dedicating and really trying this on, whether you continue as a Kundalini yogi or not, whether you continue using Kundalini as a vehicle, as a tool. I really want you to try this next 40-day practice. And that means every day. Like, hear me when I say this, that missing one day is not an option. And that makes me a little bit, nervous to put that on you because I don't want to create this pressure. I'm such a gentle coach, but I also the benefits. You could be a different person. You could have a different relationship with time and space. And that is with Long Ek Ong Kars. So today I'm going to actually explain everything there is so that you buy in, so that you can see yourself in a different reality and that you believe. Because believing, being in the energy of that change in which you seek is the best way to create sustainable action and momentum towards it. And so again, your buy-in, not because you're trying to, please me, not because you don't want to let the group down. Those are important. I mean, thank you. I am your teacher and I'm asking you to do something. And so I do want you to try. I do. And you have to want to do this for yourself. Maybe you are somebody who has already done a full 40 days with no hiccups. And if you haven't, this is your final opportunity to do it in a community. And it's not just the 12 of us here in Sacred Space doing this. There are thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of Kundalini yogis all waking up in the Amaret Villa in the morning and doing this practice. How exciting is that? Okay, so today's call isn't so much the actual practice call, because I'll film that separately. This is so that you are where has this been all my life? So I made a slide deck because I know you guys like that. I appreciate the feedback when you give it to me about the slides and everything. So I'm going to pull it up side by side. And I'm going to present here. So introduction, we usually just call it LEOK, LEOK in our group chat to shorten it. Long Ek Ong Kar, also known as the morning call or the Adi Shakti mantra, which is confusing because there's also the actual Adi Shakti mantra, but that's just sometimes some people refer to it as that. Is Ek Ong Kar Sut Nam City Wa He Guru And that was about 1/8 of the length of which you chant it, because it's chanted, meant to be chanted very long. And we'll get into that. But this mantra translates into, and this is again, English doesn't really ever transliterate even the Bible and any like spiritual texts. We're just doing the best with the limited language that we have, because these are very powerful energies. But basically, what we're saying is there is one creator who created this creation. Truth is his name. Great beyond description is his infinite wisdom. Now, you are the creator. So it's not his name, it's my name. The God that lives within me, the goddess that I connect to, the goddess, the God that is the weaver of life, that is the intelligent that lives within the DNA of an oak seed that grows the great oak tree. It is the intuitive power, it is the creative power, it is the Kundalini power. Great beyond description is its infinite wisdom. This practice, this kriya, involves chanting this mantra in a specific rhythm that I just kind of shortened for you, and breath pattern. Typically, it's a 2.5 breath cycle to awaken Kundalini energy, and it's to elevate consciousness. And I'm going to go into so much more of what it does. But first, all it is sitting cross-legged in Gyan Mudra, hands on your knees, sitting tall. So there's not a lot to it. There's a deep inhale. And then you go, ik. And as you say ik, you pull the navel in sharply. Everyone practice with me. Ik. And then slowly elongating, allowing the sound to resonate and really vibrate nasally and in the upper palate. Inhale powerfully, deeply, and then you say sut. And again, it doesn't say this, but it's like, again, one of those like the ek is sut. No. City. And it's actually city. It says Siri, that's how it's spelled, but the R in Gurmukhi is D. So city, but you say it at the end of the breath. So you don't inhale. It's nom, city. Half breath, really quick. What? And again, the what is another, yep, like another little naval what? Hey, Guru. Eh. And again, you start. So it takes probably 7 to 11 days to really drop into this. At the end of the 40 days, it's going to be no big deal. You're going to get it. But, and you're going to be chanting to a song. So it's not like you have to have it memorized or, you're just following along, you're guided through. But I really wanted to break it down. It's actually quite simple, and yet it is like it's going to be hard, even though you're just sitting there. So each segment of the mantra corresponds to different energy centers. So some people can, ek, root, Omkar, Sat, Nam, city, Wa, He, Guru. So it's just like the Guru, Guru, Wahe, Guru, Guru, Ram, Das, Guru, going through the chakras. And some people just focus on the chanting, but it does do the same thing. It's raising through sound, and each sound corresponds to a chakra, the energy centers, and it facilitates flow. I once a year show up to the first day with the Rama community and do it for 2.5 hours. And the whole thing actually takes 3 hours, as I know maybe Karen knows, because by the time you tune in and do your cat cow and you chant Japji before you do it with this community, and then you do it for 2.5 hours. I have done that before. You wake up at 3:30, and you start at 4, and you go until 7, basically. But it can be done 3, 7, 11, or 31 minutes. And as I said, and I'm going to say it again, I 2 or 3 years ago did, I think it was like probably more like 3 or 4 years ago, did the 31 minutes and like for the full 40 days. And it was so life-changing. And I meant to do it the next year and I meant to do it the next year. And I only was really hitting 11, sometimes 22. But this year I'm going for it. I'm going for the full 31 minutes. And that means I probably have to wake up earlier. And when I'm traveling, I'm going to have to like be weird and like chant it on the plane or like the nice thing is about this one is you can chant this at night. It's not activating like some of the other kriyas are not a good idea to do right before you go to sleep. And this one, you can literally be lying down in your bed and be like, oh shit, I have not done my Long Ek Ong Kars. Prop yourself back up, turn it on and chant it. Okay? Like that's how serious I am about you not missing a day. Is everyone just like really hearing me when I say that? This is not, I want you to please me because I'm your teacher and you signed up for that. And I want you to do it for yourself. 40 days, no bullshit, no excuses, no stories, no getting, like, even if you're sick, you are showing up. I'm saying it like I'm being like good cop, bad cop right now. Do it. Okay. Okay, so I already talked about this is something that is done not just in this community, but in the Kundalini at large community and yoga community. It is considered this time, the 40 days leading up to summer solstice are really considered highly potent times for our spiritual growth and transformation. So if you are really desiring to feel and live more from a soul truth place, this is the time more than ever, 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 ever. This is the time. Am I hammering this home? I really hope I am. So practicing Long Ek Ong Kar during these days leading up to the summer solstice is believed to amplify our spiritual energy. That means intuition. That means clairvoyance, all the clairs, all of the sensitivity, all of the subtle body, all of the peace, all of the speaking to the divine, like really hearing God through you, seeing God, trusting, presence, all of the words that you guys know and have embodied in this program, those are all going to be amplified. Whether you do this practice or not, that's happening, but I want you to be sensitive enough to pick up on this. Okay? Facilitating personal transformation. So practicing Long Ek Ong Kar is going to help. This solstice is a time of renewal, making it an ideal for setting intentions and embracing change. So with all of this extra intuition, presence, prana, clairvoyance, you are able to facilitate more transformation, meaning just more action or more rest if that's what you need. It doesn't always have to be action. And what's also really cool leading up to the summer solstice, and I really want you to believe and feel into this, is that your voice in the matrix is connecting to someone else's voice, and we are literally chanting to God and the angels. Like it is a powerful transmission of peace, of love, of like interconnectivity. You know, if you're here to create a better planet, please chant this for 40 days with thousands of other people. Okay? Yogis and teachers emphasize the importance of this time. Myself being a teacher and a yogi, here I am emphasizing we want to lay the foundations for a new future. We want that. I want you to want that. I want you to know that your 40 days is a great act of service for your children, for the planet. I want you to want to be the change that this world needs. And this is a powerful way. If you're like, I don't know how to save the planet, please chant for 40 days. Because the saving of the planet starts with you and your ability to have this huge interconnective aura that's able to handle it all, this regulated nervous system. And this does all of those things. So here we go. The benefits of Long Ek Ong Kar. They are many, 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 many. So obviously, as I said, it goes through the chakras, and each part of the mantra will stimulate a different chakra. And it really, first of all, because of that, there is a Kundalini rising just due to the sound, but it also promotes energy flow, which promotes balance and healing. So we talked so much about chakras. It is such an important part of this program. And this is, yeah, obviously the throat chakra, so much. The focused chanting pattern helps clear the mind and enhance concentration. So anytime there's like a certain pattern, which there is, kind of like sa, ta, na, ma, the mantra itself is a clarity, and it takes the mind and it gives it something to focus on, letting everything else quiet down. And your ability to quiet the mind and focus gets much stronger. Emotional healing, the vibration. So first of all, going into vagal nerve, which I'll talk about, but the vibration of the mantra, subconscious blocks, it can release them, and it really promotes this emotional well-being. You get this high after this kind of chanting. That vibration of the conch of the roof of the mouth, where the constellation of nervous bundles all hit, when you vibrate this way, it literally is such a beautiful, like dopamine, like wash, like beautiful emotional wash. You'll feel it. That's why people love this. And then a spiritual connection. It really deepens the connection between the individual soul and the universal consciousness. And again, that's what I keep saying. This is how we save the planet. There is something about this mantra and something about the timing and something about everyone chanting it together that amplify, 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 okay? And deepen, deepen, deepen. Shut your eyes, take a deep breath, and really start to be like, I can, if you've had doubts, don't. You can do this. Okay, this is huge. This is huge. This is where my life changed. And many of you who have done this for the full 40 days have also said this, but I'm not kidding. When I hear people say, I'm just so busy, there's no time in the day. And I'm like, are you kidding? Everyone has the same 24 hours. And that is your relationship to time, that your story that you're focusing on, which is creating your reality. Now, without having to go in and like think about changing your relationship, by just chanting this, just we can read your experience of time. Sometimes my days are like almost too long. Like it's not a bad thing because I really feel like I have so much life because I have so much time. I'm not worried about getting older because each day is a lifetime. You can do so much in a day. I mean, I spend 2 hours at least in spiritual practice. I meal prep. I am the housewife. I walk in nature for sure at least an hour. I work out. I take a bath. I gua sha. I make love to my husband. Like I have time in the day to do it all. And I'm not saying that as a bragging right. I'm just trying to inspire you. If you have a negative relationship to time and you're always constantly saying, I'm so busy, there's no time. And you're like, well, it's because my kids are young, or it's because I'm at work, or it's because I'm dealing with this. Those are, it's all true. And it's all true that it could change your relationship to time. And here's where it is. This is the sensation where time seems to dissolve and the boundaries between moments blur. Do you want to read that again and just let that drop? Where does that land in your body when I say that? Engaging in this meditation, well, especially when you do it for the 2.5 hour mark, you experience a sensation where time seems to dissolve and the boundaries between moments blur. This phenomenon is not merely anecdotal. It is rooted in the meditation structure and effects because this meditation is a liberation from time and karma. Karma are the loops that, the lessons that you're here to learn and evolve past. It is said that this meditation can balance, because of the balancing of the chakras, the opening of the solar plexus, it can liberate you from the cycle of time and karma and really unite you with the divine. Oh, I'm just having like such, like I could almost cry. And it's just because this meditation is like so real and it's just so powerful. And it's like if everyone knew about this, I just think that the world would be a different place. And so it's liberation from time and karma, and it's altered time perception. So I know, and again, this sounds so woo-woo, and I know how it sounds, but I know how to take an hour and make it feel like 3 if I need to. I also know when I'm waiting for a flight or if I'm not if I'm in a place and I can't enjoy the time, I know how to shrink that moment and make it feel a lot less. And I couldn't have said that before my 31 minute. So I'm not guaranteeing that you are all have that experience. And again, I always start with the 2.5 hours. And this is probably my 8th year, maybe even since 2017. Yeah. I don't know what the math is on that. 8th year, 7th year of chanting this during this time. And I always for sure do 40 days, even if I just do 3 minutes one day. Like I've never missed it during the 40 days. That's how much I love this meditation. That's how important I feel like it is. Also, Guru Jagat really hammered it home in teacher training. I mean, you're only getting so much done in a 300-hour teacher training. There's so much to Kundalini, and we would spend a full half day, like 4 hours of the 300 hours, just hammering home how important this is, how important your students do it. Like, get on the Kool-Aid with this one. Get on it. Get everyone on it. So, I have had the experience where time fades away. During the meditation, everyone has that experience. Time fades away. It goes by, honestly, 11 minutes goes by in like 2 minutes. And it can lead to visions and sensations that transcend ordinary temporal awareness. So again, I can make 1 hour, 3 hours, feel like 3 hours because of my relationship to time, because time is just a construct by man. So again, I just want to talk about a little bit more of like what else is happening during this, just in case, like, I think this is my last, one more slide after this. Chakra activation, I already said that. Nervous system regulation, that's because of obviously we know sound healing. Sound is a vibration. Vibration can alter our state. The breathing and the control and the focus drops us into parasympathetic, which promotes relaxation and a sense of timelessness. And the vagus nerve, I mean, you're like really chanting. Like when I do it for 2.5 hours, I have to take breaks because like my throat gets sore because it's a lot. It's like loud and vibrating and drying of the mouth. But that is an amazing vibration for that vagus nerve. So it really enhances feelings of connection and presence within your body. And again, it distorts the usual experience of time. I just keep saying that because it's very important. By approaching Long Ek Ong Kars with awareness and dedication, you can harness its transformative power while navigating its complexities. So feel free to reach out if you have any further questions or guidance along this journey. But basically, May 10th is if you start May 10th and you have 40 days leading up to the solstice. You can start May 11th, May 12th, even up to like, May 20th. as long as you're kind of within that 40-day window, but you still have to go past the solstice then, like go all the way to August or whatever. You have got to do 40 days. Even if you just like in bed, sit up and just like, and do 3 minutes minimum. But there is like, you just never forget. You put something on your phone if you're a forgetful person, if you don't do a dedicated sadhana every morning, or if you have one of those mornings where it didn't happen and you're like, I'll get to it later, do not forget. So the next video I film is going to be the actual practice itself. We're going to do 11 minutes. And again, I will share in an email options. Obviously, you can time yourself and just do 3 minutes. If you go beyond 3, go all the way to 7. Don't make up your own times. Like, and again, usually I'm not this strict, but it is said in the sacred text, 3, 7, 11. If you want to do above 11, 22, and then 31. Okay, I know they're like weird times, but it's just the way it is. And if you want to go, like, I know you can also do an hour, or the next one is 2.5 hours. You can't just do 2 hours. It's like, just, buy into it for just this one time. But yeah, I'd really like us to do 11 minutes. If I'm going to film a little cat-cow, a little spinal, a little breathing to get us ready for it, and then you drop in. So there is a lot of sitting for the next 40 days. I'll try to make the warm-up a little bit more dynamic. And that's it. So 30 minutes here, 27 minutes. So just explain one meditation. That's how much I care. It's more than just a meditation. Like I said, it is a global prayer for peace. It is a global initiation into the new age of energy and connection. It is the breaking of the matrix of time within your own world and as an example to others. So I really hope you can do 40 days, get yourself a little like map, or not map, but like a chart, like a monthly calendar, give yourself stars, whatever it is that's going to motivate you. And I really, in this program, expect from the caliber of women who are here that you guys do it for 40 days. Okay. Thank you. Satnam.